Hi everyone, welcome to Marika Creations. Today it's kind of a different video. This video is a Q&A video requested by a viewer, and I have received a couple of questions, so I am letting you get to know me a little better today. And I will also show you a bit of the progress in our master bedroom. And it's time for the ceiling. And you might think, now, a ceiling, that is boring, right? And I would too. But this ceiling is different. It's a Japanese-inspired ceiling. I have fallen in love with it. So stay tuned for that. First, a few questions. Where are you from? You can hear from my accent that maybe English is not my first language, and you would be right, because I am from Sweden, born and raised, lived there practically my whole life, and now I am living in France. So, and the reason why I live in France is because my husband is French, and he lived with me in Sweden for 16 years, and now we have been in France for 4 years, 3 years in the southern part of France, and the last year is almost 1 year now in February, up in the northeast part of France, closer to our children and grandchildren, or some of them. And that brings us to the second question: how many children and grandchildren do you have? So we are a combined family, like so many are. My husband has 2 sons from a previous marriage, and they are adults now. They will turn 32 and 30 this year. The 32-year-old, he has 2 children, 2 girls, and the other one, he has a boy. So there we have 3 grandchildren, and I've been in their life for over 20 years. This year is 22 years, so I feel like a little bit like a grandmother to them as well. And I also have 2 sons from a previous relationship, and they will turn 29 and 27 this year. And my 29-year-old, he lives in Sweden, and my 27-year-old, he lives with his family. He has a daughter, 4 years old, and they live in Japan, in Tokyo. So that's a long way. I would love to go visit, but due to the circumstances, I can't. And then we have a daughter together, and she lives with us, and she will turn 18 on Valentine's Day. All in all, together, 5 children and 4 grandchildren. Next question: where did you work before you started your YouTube channel? And I have done a little bit of this and that, actually. I started out at the airport in Stockholm, the international airport, as a check-in and gate agent, but that was a long time ago. And then I went over to administration, and I worked for an insurance brokerage for 15 years. Then I thought it was time to do something else, maybe more up my alley, and I educated myself to become a personal trainer. Just like that. Personal trainer and a mindfulness instructor, because I think it's very important to work with both the body and mind. It's equally important, in my opinion. So that I have done since 2011, and in 2016 we moved to France, and I continued as an instructor over there, and there I also started my pottery. I've been interested in pottery and ceramics for a very long time, 25 years or so, even more now. But I didn't get a chance because I was working all the time, and I didn't have a chance to fulfill that dream until I moved to France. So I started doing pottery, and I love it. I love working with clay, so that I did there, alongside being an instructor. And then we moved up here. I didn't have a chance really to establish myself and my business because of the lockdowns that came just a couple of weeks after we moved in here. Then I decided, end of March last year, to start my YouTube channel because I always loved just being creative, do things and decorate and DIYing and renovation. I just love to create, simple as that. The next question is if I have sold anything of my projects. All my DIYs, I haven't sold anything yet because I'm filling my house, in my home, with all the things I create. I have an intention for everything, where I want to place it, but it started to get full here, so it's time. My husband keeps saying, start selling now, and I will. So I will start selling a little bit. And my ceramics, I haven't sold anything online. I just sell to people that lives close by and at marketplaces, local marketplaces. But that might change as well. So that's my career. And another question is if I did go to art school, and I haven't. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess I could have learned a lot from attending an art school, but I don't know if it's good or bad. What do you think? I don't have a box. You should do it this way or that way. I just do it. An idea forms and I have to manifest it somehow. I don't always know how, but I work it out. Sometimes with some ideas from my husband, I want to do this, help me. So I want to show you progress in our master bedroom, the ceiling. As you probably know, I said it before, but we live in a factory, an old factory. So I want to keep that spirit of the factory. So I don't mind the place being a little rough. It doesn't need to be perfect. We decided to go for these boards, these rough boards to put on our ceilings. My husband had help from his two sons and they did it over one day, and it was a very hard work. And I didn't mind the joints and everything, and I said, it's fine, I would just paint it white and it will be fine. But then we had sort of a hiccup when we went over with the wood filler, and we couldn't sand it off and smoothen it out afterwards because the board would chip off, and we just had to leave it with the bumps and the imperfections. And then I was a bit sad because it could be rough, it could be raw, factory vibe sort of, but not too much, not the joints and the bumps and. So I was just on and off for about a week, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't feel right about it. And then my husband said, why don't you paint your go-to cherry blossom on the ceiling? And I thought about it, and yeah, I could do that, but it will still show all the joints and the bumps and the imperfections. So what else to do? And then I thought about, okay, cherry blossoms, that's Japanese, and what else could I do? And I thought about covering all the joints with these black painted wood strips. So I painted a bunch of them, and after I was done with my cherry blossom, we put up all the wood strips. So I have my cherry blossom design on a transparent piece of plastic that I put on an overhead, if you know what that is. So I'm tracing now with a pencil, and it looks like that. It's hard to see. And then I went over it with the paint that I wanted, black for all the branches and the dark red color that I love for the cherry blossoms. It took me a while, and I got a very sore neck after this, but I felt a little bit like Michelangelo painting my ceiling. And here is how it turned out from the start, but it's still very flat. So now I went over it with a lighter shade of the same red color to highlight it a bit. And I painted the center of the flowers with a gold acrylic color. And here is how my cherry blossom turned out, looking pretty good. It's a real focal point, don't you think? Now only the wood strips missing. And here is how it turned out. I really love it now. Couldn't be better. Nice to lie in the bed and just look up at that beautiful ceiling. Tell me what you think. It really is a different kind of ceiling, isn't it? Yeah, loving every bit of it now. Here you can see the rest. And we painted around the windows as well in the same black color to tie it all together. Yeah, and we have 4 cats as well, and this is Zelda, the beauty. If you're new to my channel, I am Marika, and I do lots of DIYs, and I decorate and I renovate my home, and I do some pottery and some painting. It would make me so happy if you decide to join me, join my little YouTube family to get some more inspirational videos. So, where is the button? Over there. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, of course, so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below and tell me, what did you think of my master bedroom ceiling? And it's almost done now, and I can't wait to show you. I'll see you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.